I lost.
And welcome back to the Bald Guy and the Fat Boy podcast. I'm the Bald Guy with my buddy the Fat Boy.
Roll Tide.
Hey, and we're coming to y'all today. It's been a little bit. It has been a little bit. We apologize for that. Things have happened. Life gets in the way, and
It's
took
not
me.
intentional. It's just part of it.
Yeah, it happens. We've actually been supposed to record for 3 days straight, and that's all me. I've had kids ball practice and craziness going on at work, and I just hadn't been able to do it. So
And then the week before that was on me. So it just I busted my phone, just all kinds of stuff.
yeah, it's been crazy, but it's okay. We're here now and we're going to talk about sports. So I've been out of it a little bit, Fat Boy. So you're going to have to kind of catch us up on what's going on right now. So where do you want to start today?
So since you've been out of it, I'll start with Alabama since you don't really have an opinion about that anyway. Alabama basketball. I mean, we're coming into March Madness, everyone, and I'm huge. I love the tournament and I love Alabama. Um, Joe Lenardi, he's one of the analysts for ESPN. He puts his number one seeds out. He puts his twos out, so forth and so on. Right now, Alabama men's basketball is fluctuating somewhere between the 4 line and the 5 line, 4 seed, 5 seed, however you want to say that. They have had a bit of a hiccup somewhat. They have lost a couple in a row. They've got beat by Tennessee at home. They just went to Florida, and Florida waxed that tail.
Oh,
Just
that's not
beat
good.
them something 80 something. We couldn't hit water for fell out of a boat.
What's Florida ranked?
I don't remember. We at the time going to that game, we were ranked about 16, I think. So all that said is we are good. We're tournament good, but we're not tournament elite. Last year we were a number one seed. This year, if we're a 5 or 6 seed and we could win a game, I'd be satisfied with that. So, but we're getting there. Um, Podcast land don't know this, but I've been taking an annual trip with my boys. I've got not the Bald Guy, but some other friends of mine for like 20 years since we got out of college. Yes, I went to college. You make your joke. You can email me later about your jokes. Um, so um, we go watch the Final Four, and of course we do our brackets. And I think me and the Bald Guy have talked about selection Sunday when it comes out. I think me and the Bald Guy are going to do a selection show.
Yeah, no, we are.
So we've got all that going on, of course. And what's the date, Bald Guy? Help me out with the date. I can't look at my phone because my phone's being
Date
used.
right now is the 6th.
It's the 6th. So we're 24 days, everyone, for the beginning of more football. And I know that there's people out there in podcast land said, oh, it's like the Bald Guy said, oh, it's just that old crappy secondary football. Well, another week or two, and you'll be wanting any kind of football. So just remember that when the UFL starts and we got football again, and it's on all the major networks. So I mean, it may not be NFL, but it's going to be a good close second. And other than that, unless you want to go watch Canadian football, and their damn goalposts are in the wrong place. Who wants to watch that horse shit? Crap. Excuse me. Yeah, I cussed. I wasn't supposed to. So anyhow, but it was about Canadian football. How can you not cuss?
Right.
So we got football coming up. Um, the other things that I've been doing, Alabama, of course, is playing baseball, and I think they've played like this is a guess because I don't have the schedule in front of me. I think they played like 13 or 14 games, and out of 13 or 14 games of the beginning of the season, the baseball team has lost one. The Alabama girls softball has played about 13 or 14 games. And as the last time I looked, which I could be off on this, they hadn't lost any.
Oh,
0. So the baseball team's doing real good. They got a new coach coming off last year. Well, our softball team got Murphy, and I think it's Patrick Murphy, and he's real good. So our Alabama softball and baseball teams are doing good, rolling, and we're about to get into SEC play. So the cream will start more rising to the top. We'll be playing some more tougher teams and things like that. So I covered Alabama basketball.
you covered Alabama everything.
Yeah, and then the reason I mentioned the reason I mentioned the UFL in that is because one of the teams that's going to be in the UFL is the Birmingham Stallions. They are the defending champions of the USFL.
Uh-huh.
So they were when I was watching both the XFL and the USFL. I had a team in one league and I had a team in the other league. Now them two leagues have merged. So USFL's got Birmingham, XFL's got Arlington Renegades. So therefore, I may be torn. Now we'll just see how that goes. I said all that just to give you time to, because I know you don't really want to talk about any of that stuff.
Yeah,
Because
well, I mean, you don't have to be torn between your two teams. I mean,
I don't. I'm going to pick one and root for one. That's just my rule. I have sports rules, and I have sports. I have guidelines I go by, just like anybody else should. I mean, these people out there that root for multiple teams, then people are weird. They like cats and other weird things.
so you don't have like an NFC and an AFC team. You don't have.
Only after my Dallas Cowboys are out, I do.
Okay.
Once the Cowboys are out, I'll root for, like, for instance, I root for the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes played over here in White Oak, so and one of my good friends coached him in high school, so therefore I go with the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's also an easy bandwagon to jump on because they win like that too.
I
Uh,
figured it was Taylor Swift.
well, I'm not a Swifty.
You're not a
Uh,
Swifty?
No, but anyhow, so yeah, I do that occasionally. But this is kind of a unique situation where two leagues are merging into one league. Had one team in one league and one team in another. Now I'm going to have to pick because or I could root for them to get to the championship. Then I'm going to have to pick. But I'm just saying that's my
Well,
conundrum.
I would do that. I would root for both of them to try to get there because I'd hate for you to stress yourself out about picking one team and then the other one win or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? To where you go through all that work. And I mean, in a year or two, everything's gone and it doesn't matter.
That's hilarious. You know the funniest thing I found out about all that statement?
What?
The person that stresses me out the most would hate to stress me out.
How am I the one that stresses you out the most?
Well, I mean, we don't need to go into minute detail, but there are lots of things that you do that gives me stress, and I think you know that. That's why you're grinning like that. So therefore,
That's what I'm
uh,
here for, I think, really. It's kind of my job.
now you admit it. You hear that's your job. You admit it. Okay, so I know that the Cowboys are going. We have the draft coming up in April, of course. I know that the Cowboys need several players at several different positions. I
Hey,
didn't
hey,
know.
so are you wanting to go on record right now and say they're going to be undefeated and win the Super Bowl next year? Is that what you were
And
about to do?
we'll go on that record. If you'll go on
Oh,
record,
oh.
we're going to do it with somebody other than Dak Prescott. Absolutely.
Well, that's not going to happen. Dak Prescott's
Well,
fixing to get
if
$60
you
million
got
dollars a
Dak
year.
Prescott, then the other thing ain't going to happen.
Dak
See how that?
Prescott's fixing to get 60 mil a year, man.
Well, if he does,
Yeah.
I may be for more Kansas City than I thought it was.
Okay.
But I told you, I'm out, and there
I
ain't
know.
nothing you can say. There ain't nothing you can do. The only there's one thing that could change my mind about Dak Prescott. One thing.
Okay.
The Lord coming down from heaven, just to my living room, telling me to be able to get into heaven, I would have to root for Dak Prescott. I would root for Dak Prescott under that criteria and only that criteria.
Look, man.
Therefore, I want to make sure you understand how
Why
I
do you
feel.
keep changing it? Why do you keep changing it? You said before that if he wins a Super Bowl, you'll get off of
Yeah,
that.
but I thought one was just as realistic as the other. Meaning Jesus coming down from heaven is just as realistic as Dak Prescott winning the Super Bowl. So I thought I'd add that to it because neither one of the things are ever going to happen. You see how I backed into taking a big shot there? That's my idea of good humor. That's just for you, bald guy.
Yeah,
So
idea.
back to what I was originally trying to say. Tyron Smith is in fluctuation right now.
No, he's out.
No, not as of yesterday.
Bye bye, Tyron. Bye bye.
As of yesterday, they were still trying to decide if but because there's a couple deadline dates. I think March the 11th and March the 15th
You got the
are,
start of the year, New Year League, and all that.
and so I think we got some deadline dates. So it's not official yet, but it looks like that's what the writing on the wall. But here's what you may not know: Tyron already said that either he was going to play for the Cowboys or he wasn't going to play. I don't even know if that's still what's going on.
We'll see how bad the contract negotiations get.
So that's part of what I was wanting to talk about. The other thing I was wanting to talk about was the fact of what the Cowboys' needs are coming up in this year's draft. If we need to replace on something on the offensive line because of Tyron, we need to sign. They were talking about yesterday. They want to sign Biotish back. So I guess my question is: I know we need linebacker. I know. I mean, I know we need to address quarterback at some point.
Well, and yeah, we'll get to that later. But as far as linebacker, Van Der Esch is done.
Yeah,
He's retired for health reasons.
yeah.
But he's
And
out.
they also said we need to readdress running back again. I don't personally think we ought to address running back. I think we ought to promote you. I like the idea of just promoting Daddle up.
No, I think you need somebody else.
You think you need what do you think you need? Like more like a bruiser back? Or do you think you want to switch it all around all together?
I'm okay. I just want somebody that's about like Tony Pollard to come in and just be the break giver. I mean, if Tony Pollard is going to be your lead back, fine, let him get out there and handle a bunch of it, but you've got to get him more of a break. It needs to be more of a 50-50 split. And
You
if you
don't think Daddle could be the 50-50 split guy?
not saying he couldn't be, it doesn't excite me for him to be.
Okay. Well, that's what this is about. Saying what excites you. Um,
And I think the running back class is deep in this draft. So I mean, fifth, sixth round, I think you can still get a quality running back.
okay. And they also there was another position that they were talking about, and I'm drawing a blank. Do you know off the top of your head what other position the Cowboys are in need of? I mean, they could use something everywhere, but I'm just talking about it was linebacker, running back. They were talking about another quarterback, but that wasn't because of necessarily because
Replace that, yes.
no, not yet. I hope there's something to
Running
that.
back, offensive line, and linebackers. That's it.
Oh yeah, and of course,
I
I
think we
know.
need to replace Biotish, personally.
Did you say replace Biotis or resign Biotis?
Replace.
You don't want why not resign?
Because I feel like our offensive line would be better if we would draft a center, probably first round, second round, with the kid out of Oregon that everybody's talking about. I
What number? Do you know what number we pick at? I do not.
26th, I think.
26.
I think that's right.
That figures. I know what I do know. Are you aware of what pick besides our compensatory picks? Are you aware
We
what
don't have a
numbers?
lot.
We have 1, 2, 3, and 2 sevens, and that is it. 1, 2, 3, and 2 sevens. They did think with that the Cowboys are going to get a 5th and a 6th round compensatory.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that
Yeah.
should be about right.
Okay. I'm just trying to give information. That's what I mean.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of stuff we could draft for, and I don't know what they can do in free agency.
Because of salary cap, or just because they suck at it. I don't know where you're.
Salary cap, salary cap.
Okay, thank you. I mean,
I mean, I
got,
wouldn't say they suck that bad. They brought in Stephon Gilmore. I
oh,
mean,
I couldn't read what you were
Cook.
saying,
Yeah.
so I had to. I wanted a clarification.
All right, let's
Oh,
see. So Chicago's 1, Washington's 2.
Chicago is Caleb Williams. Washington is they're going to go. They're going to go quarterback too. They're going to go the boy out of LSU.
You think? That's not what let's see, who is this?
What
One of
does he have?
one of the ESPN guys has Drake May going to
Yeah, I
Washington.
think if I had to pick between Drake May and the Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, um, mm,
Well,
I think
the big knock on Jaden Daniels and what's the other quarterback? Um Penix gets this some, and there's another quarterback that's in there. I'm trying to think what his name is. Either way, that they're older guys. So like Drake May's ceiling is higher because he hadn't been developed as much because he's still a young kid. And these other
yeah.
guys are like 25.
Well, with their coach though, with their coach and their offensive coordinator, I would be willing to bet my dollar on the boy from LSU or Penix, LSU or the boy or Penix.
I can't believe they didn't get Caleb Williams. Or they haven't. I don't think that's done yet. I think that there's a chance Washington tries to do what it takes to get Caleb Williams. You're
Ain't because
bringing in,
Chicago's not moving out of one.
well, that's
They're
what
getting
they'll
rid
say
of
now.
Justin Fields, and that's a done deal, from what I understand.
It's not done. Where's he going?
Well, they're going to try to package him with something, but and go for Caleb Williams is what I was told. So I don't know.
Which, if they do,
I
that's
know
the
where
worst thing that can happen to Caleb Williams.
I would like for him to go to Dallas and us trade Dak Prescott somewhere else.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, let me tell you where the Cowboys pick.
You know, I mean, just say you don't like the idea instead of showing me your hand. That's weird.
That's weird. That's
Yeah.
It's just like I can't deal with you right this second because I'm
Well,
trying.
that's what I mean. And this is an opinion based sports podcast. We are supposed to give our opinion. Just because you don't like my opinion doesn't mean
I just wish your opinions were better. It's fine.
it wish my opinions were better.
Okay, so the Cowboys pick the 24th.
Oh, so you were too behind. The 24th ain't no difference between 24 and 26. Really.
Yeah, not to me. But
Uh,
they're
so
projected by this ESPN mock draft to draft an offensive lineman, Troy Fontenot, out of Washington.
Troy Fontenot out of Washington. What position does he play? Does it say?
Off tackle and guard. So he's not a center.
So that's a replacement for basically a replacement for Tyron. That's
Well,
not a
you either replace Tyron or you kick Tyler Smith out, and it's a replacement for Tyler Smith.
yeah, but that doesn't address center like you wanted.
No.
That keeps the oddish.
Yeah, which I mean, draft the best offensive lineman you can get at at your draft order. I'm way more for that. We can figure out how to shuffle everybody.
And then the number 2 pick linebacker, and then the number 3 pick running back, right?
Which, with the linebacker that we have out of Texas that'll be coming back from his injury,
What's
that
that
we're
boy
excited about.
Overshown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with him coming out or coming back, I don't know. I don't remember which linebacker position he played.
He came, well, that just depends on if they put him there, but he was middle in college. He was a middle, but he was their best linebacker.
Yeah, well, I kind of think that he was going to take Van Der Esch's spot.
Well, if he comes, did he have an ACL?
I believe so.
if he comes off ACL, I mean, he won't have to go ACL. He'll have to go up. I mean, laterally and not side. Which
Not
one I get?
horizontally. He can go up and down instead of side to side.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Thank you.
Hey, this is interesting. They have the speedster out of Texas, Xavier Worthy, going to Kansas City at 32.
Good position for him.
That's it's a crazy place for him to be, man.
As far as what winning
As far as
or
for him to go to Kansas City, I mean, that's Tyreek Hill scared everybody, and he's faster.
I know I just said that. That's a good place for him to be. They know how to use him. There's what I was getting at.
They should know how to use him. That's right.
Yeah, that was my point when I said that. So, um, did you see where Andy Reid? Andy Reid signed an extension, didn't he?
Did he?
I thought I heard he signed an extension, making him the highest paid coach in the league. But I don't have verification of that.
Oh,
In my
well, but it's easier to get there now that Belichick's gone too.
Yeah, that's true. Uh, I did hear something about Belichick though. I don't
What
remember
you hear
what it
about him?
was. Um, so um, I love draft time around for the Cowboys. Usually like it better because we usually have more picks and better picks. But I still think we'll do what we have to with what we got. I mean, but I just don't know where we are as far as our salary cap and how many
Over.
if we got any money for any free agents at all.
We're over our
Especially,
salary cap.
especially if we can't even sign Tyron Smith.
Yeah, but Tyron Smith had to go eventually.
He
You
but
had
but
him
it did
mostly healthy last year, and the
second team
odds.
all second team all pro last year.
Hey, he's awesome when he's healthy,
And
but
he but you know how they kept him healthy last year, didn't don't you?
yeah, they rested him a bunch and didn't let him practice.
Yeah, exactly. So why not try that model one more year?
Because when you're on a hot streak at the table, when you after you get up big, you leave.
You're fit to tell me how to gamble? Okay. I just want to I appreciate that. Okay. So
I've
when you're
learned
hot,
how to walk away with a little bit left.
you
Yeah,
when you're hot, you get up. That's the rule. Okay, I'll try that next time.
just when you get up big enough, it's okay.
Okay.
There's levels.
Uh,
I
that's,
think if I remember correctly on that, I think the term is what is it? The movie with the gambler with Dan Connors. What's the actor that played Dan Connors? Goodman. You know who I'm talking about?
yeah, but I don't know the movie. Are you talking about Rounders?
No, it's
Kenny Rogers and the Gambler?
no. This one uh sucks so
Don't
bad.
be doing movie references if you can't remember the movie reference, sir.
Well, I had it. It's an awesome little speech to where he talks about when you get up, you take your money, you go buy you a house with a 25-year roof, a cheap foreign car that's going to last forever, put the money in the bank, and then that's your fortress of solitude right there, and that's
I don't
your
think I
bank.
saw that.
Oh, you need to look the quote up. You need to look the
Okay.
quote up. It's oh, Mark Wahlberg is the gambler in it. That's the one he's talking to.
Okay. I'll look
And
it up. I don't know it.
either way, he won $2 million and then just kept gambling until he blew it all off. And anyway, he basically talks about getting to a level of fu. So
Yeah, that's the level we all want to get. Just try to get to.
it's a good quote to where you get to that point and you don't have to worry about anything where it's all taken care of. So what I'm saying, I've said all that to say this: that once you've got everything you can out of the gambling, you go ahead and cut ties with it because somebody's going to sign Tyron for what he could be, and his back's not going to make it through the year, and he'll play less than 10 games this next
Okay.
season.
Well, what I think ought to work is we ought to sign him one more year, do what we did last year, and then let him retire after this year.
I don't think it'll work another year.
Well, I mean, how do you know until you try?
Why do you want to hold Tyler Smith back another year from going to tackle?
Because I'm not ready to move Tyler yet. That's just my opinion.
I think you got to move him, and I think you got to start addressing guard. Zach Martin's not going to be here forever either. So our offensive line is just going to age out.
I agree with you. I hate to, but I agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, he has not been the same since they had to move him out to tackle and he tore his
Achilles.
So
what other conversations do you need to have about the Cowboys?
Oh, let's see. We should be good at corner. What we do at receiver is going to be interesting.
Why wouldn't we just stand pat at receiver?
Well, I mean, I think it's isn't it a contract year for your number 3?
Cook?
No. Our guy that's been there.
Not CeeDee Lamb.
Not CD, our number 2. Gallup, Michael Gallup.
Gallup, number 2.
Yeah.
What I would do at that is I mean just try to sign him cheap or go or
I don't think he's gonna be cheap. I mean,
huh?
I don't think he's gonna be cheap.
Well, then sign somebody like him cheap because I think your 2 important are your 1 and your 3.
Well, and as long as did we re-sign Woods? I mean, we traded for him. I don't know how long his contract was.
We re-signed Woods. Which one's Woods?
Our number 3.
Oh, Cook.
Cook, that's right. Cook. Sorry.
Oh, you're using the fool out of me.
Ah.
Yes, well, Cook's solid. We signed him originally to a 3-year deal.
Okay. All right. So he's there.
Yeah. So you just need to fill somebody out at the 2, and if it isn't him, then you just find somebody on the cheap to do that job because the 2 is, I hate to say it like this, but the 2 is the easiest job because 1 is really important, 3 is really important, 2 is just important.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. You don't like them, I know that.
No, I mean maybe you could draft that guy. I don't know.
Maybe you can.
I just know we don't have a bunch of money and we don't have a bunch of draft picks. So something.
We got the 2 7s. Maybe we got the 2 compensatory picks. So we'll see how that goes. I
hate picking that late in the draft to try to start somebody.
Well, what position was the quarterback at San Francisco? What position was he?
Oh, you're saying what draft position? What draft number? Yeah, he was last. He was Mr. Irrelevant.
So I think you can do good at the later picks.
That's San Francisco. That doesn't mean we can.
Well, it's been done, so you can do it.
Oh, that's right. Hey, I forgot. We turned a 4th round pick into our starting franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
So you're right. Every once in a while, we do good doing that. That's a good point. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it started off good, but it sure took a turn.
Bringing that up. So, okay, other NFL important news. Where do you think Russell Wilson ends up? The Broncos are eating $85 million for him to play for somebody else.
Memphis or maybe St. Louis.
The Titans or St. Louis?
No, Memphis. Memphis Showboats or the St. Louis Battlehawks.
That's where you think he ends up?
Yeah. I don't know that for sure that unless he wants to be back. Now, if he wants to start, I think he ends up in the UFL. If he wants to be a backup, then he'll go to somewhere like the Panthers or maybe the Saints, something like that.
You know, quarterbacks that had the same numbers as this guy you ready to put out to pasture last year? Like comparable within 1 or 2 touchdowns, 1 or 2 interceptions, and a point or 2 within passer rating. Up or down, he's better than some, not better than other.
Ooh, I just thought if he's that good, let's put him on the Cowboys and get rid of Dak.
Save you 60 million a year. Or
Yeah, there you go.
59. I think he's going to sign for like 1.8.
I would do that in a heartbeat. Not just because I give a damn about Russell Wilson, because I want to get rid of Dak so bad. I would take the mediocre Russell Wilson to get rid of Dak.
Russell Wilson is so cheap. Russell Wilson is so cheap.
Please God, let the Cowboys do that.
They're not. But
yeah.
So here's the people that played comparable to Russell Wilson, and everybody's ready to run him out of town and on pitchforks. Okay.
Yes.
Tell me if these guys are any good, right? So, Baker Mayfield,
better than Dak.
Him and Russell Wilson are the same numbers.
Better than Dak. Go ahead.
Justin Herbert,
way better than Dak.
Same numbers. So why is everybody so down on Russell Wilson? I don't understand.
Well, I don't either. But if we can get him on the cheap for the Cowboys and get rid of Dak Prescott,
I think the same thing happened with him that happens with you and Dak. I don't necessarily want to look at how he performed. I just want him out of here. I don't care how good he is or how bad his replacement's going to be. I just want him gone.
Sign me up.
I don't know what to do with you on that. Because we just got to sit back and wait for him to go win a Super Bowl.
Or for Jesus to come.
Yeah, well, at the rate the Cowboys are going, Jesus may come back before we win another Super Bowl. But I hope not.
So the next thing, I guess if you're through with Cowboys, we need to move on to the Mavericks and the Stars.
Okay, we got about 2 minutes, so go ahead.
Well, I got about 2 more minutes worth of comments.
Yeah, the Mavericks are skidding right now.
Yeah, so are the Stars.
They just won an overtime game, like in a shootout, like 9-7 or something like that, or something.
7-6.
7-6.
But they were skidding, and to me, they're still skidding. They just the Stars have to do with injuries, and the Mavericks have to do with chemistry. I think the Mavericks will make a little run to get the playoffs if they can get in the playoffs. So we'll just see.
I don't know.
And that's about all I got on that. So
I thought the Mavericks were doing good, but they've cooled off. Their defense.
Yeah, they cooled. That run through the East hurt them.
Well, and I don't know as though kids not still attempting to show Doncic that, hey, 35, 40 points a game, you can get it, and we're still going to lose. So maybe that's not how we should play.
I don't know, but we got basically what I call playoff basketball coming up for both college and NBA. We got playoff hockey coming up. We got the start of UFL. We got golf. We got bull riding. We got so many. We got the draft. We got so much sports stuff coming up and to talk about. I'm very excited about the future.
Okay. All right, everybody. We're gonna keep getting on here. We're sorry we took some time off. We'll get back going.
We'll do better.
Well, we'll at least be on here more. I don't know if we'll do better, but we'll at least be on here more. So everybody like, subscribe, tell us what y'all want to hear us talk about, and we'll see you guys next time.
Roll Tide.